Hello, journalers! Welcome back. It's Angie. This channel will always be about Japanese stationery, but lately, I've been quietly falling in love with pressed flower journaling and I really wanted to bring you along. I'll be sharing this kind of setup from time to time, maybe once a month, alongside my usual cozy Japanese stationery content. Today, I'm putting together a simple minimal bullet journal spread. I know how overwhelming all those beautiful spreads online can feel sometimes, so I wanted this to be a more gentle space to create in. Something you can enjoy even if you're just using what you have or pressing your own flowers at home. I hope this feels like a little safe space for you. Let's get into it. So I'm using this laminating sheet to turn my pressed flowers into stickers, just so they're easier to use later while journaling. I'll link in the description if you're curious, but honestly, you don't need it. Clear tape and a piece of parchment paper work just as well. And if you're curious about this beautiful cover, it's handmade by a Japanese artist I absolutely adore, Lulu Colori. She accepts overseas orders and I'll leave her link in the description so you can check out her work. The notebook itself is the MD Midori A5 dot grid and together they make up my bullet journal. Alright, let's start on the May cover. I'm going to use the pressed flower stickers we made earlier and just see how everything comes together. Just make sure your pressed flowers are completely dry before using them. They should feel almost papery. If you're pressing them yourself, I usually leave them for about 2 weeks, otherwise they can get moldy over time. For the month at a glance, we're keeping it super simple, just a clean vertical layout. It's simple but really functional. And at the bottom, I left a little space for a quote of the month. Just something that resonates with me and sets the tone for how I want to feel this May. Alright, on to the next spread. I changed up the section names a little to make them feel more me. So we have intentions for my goals this month, highlights for my favorite moments, seeds to plant for my tasks, and seeds for next month for anything I need to carry forward. Simple, but it works for me. For these little bullet dots, I'm using the Midori join dots, but again, you really don't need anything fancy for this. A simple pen works just as well. Next, we have two spreads that go hand in hand, the brain dump and the garden. The brain dump is exactly what it sounds like. All my unorganized, scattered thoughts for the month just poured onto the page. No filter, no structure, and then from all of that, I pick out what matters and bring those thoughts into the garden, where they can grow into something more intentional. Now, onto the weekly spread. I kept this super simple, just one page divided into 4 sections so both pages together make up one full week. I'm using stamps for the dates and calendar because honestly, they're just more reliable than my handwriting. I only made 4 weekly spreads this month since my weeks start on Monday. The first few days of May actually belong to April's last spread. Let's start designing each weekly spread. I'm using pages from an old book alongside the pressed flowers. I love how the vintage text adds texture without needing a lot of extra supplies. For this week, I did something a little different. I tore a hole directly into the page and placed the pressed flowers right inside it. The torn edges become part of the design, and you can actually see the flowers from both sides of the spread. Simple, but it feels so organic and alive. And that's all 4 weeks done, each one a little different, each one feeling like its own little world. Now, onto the gratitude spread. Super simple, just dates with 3 lines of space each to freely write in. I like having enough room for a full paragraph because for me, gratitude doesn't always fit in a bullet point. Actually, I changed my mind on the design, so let me tear the edge, decorate it, and just rewrite the dates after. Next, we have this month's table. I've been trying to cook more lately, so this is where I'll keep my favorite recipes of the month. No layout, no structure, just freely writing as I go. Next is the mood tracker. I loved using this in April, so I'm keeping it for May too. Instead of the usual happy, sad, or tired, I gave the moods my own spin. I have 5: abundant, peaceful, transforming, unsettled, and heavy. I wanted words that felt more intentional and true to how I actually experience my days. Next is the habit tracker. I'm starting with 7 habits for now, but I might add more as month goes on. It's minimal, but it works really well for me. Just the habits and the dates. Circle it, color it, whatever works for you. No pressure, just awareness. And our last spread, first part, has 3 sections. Live, not filmed, for things I did just for myself this month. No camera, no posting. What is blooming is for things I want to carry into the next month. And what I'm composting is for the things that are no longer serving me that I'm ready to let go. I love being aware and understanding myself more, and this spread is perfect space for that. This is probably my favorite spread in the whole journal. And the very last part is monthly letter to myself. Just a space to check in, reflect on how the month went, and be honest with myself about how I'm really feeling. I think it's important to talk to yourself the way you would talk to a friend. So we ran out of laminating sheets, so we're going to use clear tape to seal the last spread. Now we're going to add a little more detail to the setup using this bow puncher from Daiso. Isn't it the cutest? And it's only 330 yen. Daiso never misses. Now, let me show you a full preview of everything we made for May. I hope you love it as much as I do. If you'd like to stay for more, you're always welcome here. Let me know in the comments what you think of this new content. I genuinely love to hear from you. And if you'd like to support the channel, subscribing really does mean the world to me. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye!